Good morning, guys, and welcome to Tuesday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well and had a decent day yesterday. Monday's now out of the way, which is always a good thing. We can now look forward to the rest of the week. We had a really good day yesterday. We'll get stuck into that in just a second. Really good to be sitting here and saying that we're here in a bit of form. Hopefully that can continue now. Yeah, went for a bit of a new system yesterday in the fact that we sort of reduced the stakes a little bit, and although probably if we'd have had the larger stakes, it would have been more profit. But I do think it was the right thing to do. We're going to stick with that today. It was a 3-point bet on the premium tip, and then 2 points on the next best bet, 0.5 points each way on the little earner, and then some 1-point singles as the 2 extra horses that usually go to make the lucky 15. And as I said yesterday, lucky 15 is still completely those horses if you wanted to be the premium tip, next best bet, and the 2 extra ones. You can make a lucky 15 from that, but at the moment that's not going in our recommended staking plan. I think at the moment, just to really try and build the bank back up again, simple singles are the way to go, and that really did prove to be the best way to go yesterday, because yesterday we had the premium tip and Bohemian Rhapsody. This was an 11-8 winner in what was a really good race, and we just managed to get our nose in front in sort of one of those races where coming to the final hurdle it was 50-50 which horse was going to win, and luckily it went our way there. Also, the little earner did the business at 12-1, and this was backed into around about 5-1, but there was a bit of rule 4 there, meaning it was a bit more like an 8-1 winner, but we're certainly not complaining about that. And as well as that, we had a 4-1 single, and the 1-point singles that actually managed to do the business. So it ended up around about 11.3 points in profit. So a really, really good day, and hopefully we can do more of the same there once again today. What is quite interesting, and what I think we did well yesterday, was in doing those singles, we had the 4-1 single winner, as I say. If that had just gone in lucky 15, you hadn't done those as single bets, it would have been around about level returns for a £1 stake, nothing really to shout about. But instead, by doing it as singles, that 1-point bet meant that was 4 points in profit, and then of course the other one didn't quite do the business, so that took it down 1, but that was 3 points profit for doing those 2 in singles rather than as putting them as a lucky 15 being about level. So I think that was the right way to go. We're going to do that once again today. As I say, any questions, do feel free to let me know. As I go through each tip, I will just remind you of the recommended points for them. But yeah, any questions, do let me know. But hopefully we can build on what was a really good day yesterday. Today racing comes from Lingfield, Pontefract, Brighton, Roscommon and Uttoxeter. The Q&A session is open if you want to do that. If not, remember you can email me, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk, or get in touch via Facebook, facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. Right, so we'll look at the premium tip to begin with. That goes in the 315 at Lingfield, and our tip here is Black Minstrel, currently around about 7-4 at the moment. This horse was actually really, really well supported and went off odds on last time out. That was in April, and it was the horse's first run for quite a while. I think he missed all of last season. It was the first run of this season, so clearly had been shown plenty at home, and connections were very, very happy with the horse. And duly obliged, managed to take that race with a fair bit in hand. I think the official distance was half a length, but I do think the horse had a bit more in him than that. Now it's gone up in the weight, but I still think could be fairly well treated in this one today. It's had a couple of months off yet again, but I think connections could just be being patient with this horse and getting him in at a decent price, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him go in once again. Steps up to 1 mile 4 furlongs. I don't think that's going to be any problem for the horse whatsoever. Has Jim Crowley on board as well, who I actually think is one of the most underrated jockeys around. I think he's got bags of experience, bags of know-how, knows his way around Lingfield this course as well, and looks as I say, this horse looks fairly well treated and can take this one once again. That's Black Minstrel, the premium tip in the 315 at Lingfield, currently around about 7-4. So that's a 3-point win-only bet on that premium tip for the moment. Remember, next best bet, this is a 2-point win-only bet, and it's in the 610 at Brighton. And our tip here is Fair Ranger, and that's a 7-2 shot right now. That's from 4-1, and the members got this morning. This was run to Richard Hanna and Richard Hughes, who are appearing to certainly be feared in races such as this one. Actually came tumbling down the weight last season. I think went from a mark in the 80s to a mark in the 70s, and that's sort of mid-80s to mid-70s. Hasn't gone from 81 to 79 or something like that. But yeah, and was possibly on a bit of a downward spiral after that tumble in the weights last season. But what we were going to get from this horse this season wasn't sure, but he was certainly off a winning mark, and third in reappearance is actually really encouraging. I think the horse will come on bags for that run and is off a really, really winnable mark there. I think if he shows any of the form that he did when winning a few races last season, then I think this horse should certainly take this one, and looks to be a really good bet. I think the favourite's becoming a little bit weak in this one. I did always like the look of Fair Ranger in this one. Hugh's sure to give an excellent ride. Hugh just decent round Brighton, I feel, and yeah, just looks to be off a really winnable mark and showed a bit of an encouraging form last time out. We'll come on for that run, as I said, and if anywhere near his best, I don't think there's going to be much stopping this horse. That's Fair Ranger. The next best bet, 6:10 at Brighton, was at 4 to 1 this morning, now a 7 to 2 shot. Right, the Little Earner for today. Little Earner has hit some real form recently, and we've got another one that's being well backed at the moment. It's in the 4:15 at Lingfield, and it's Lady Francis at 6 to 1 from 8 to 1 this morning. This horse has actually won on polytrack before over distances of 5 and 6 furlongs. Today's distance is 7 furlongs, and this distance the horse has been running over on turf and on sort of good to soft and then good to firm ground, and I'm just not sure that turf is ideal for this horse. I don't think the 7 furlong trip is a problem, but I just don't think it's had the right conditions really. And today I think the track and trip looks to be ideal for Lady Francis. I think that's going to really suit today. The informed Mark Johnson and Joe Fanning team, I think that they'll probably go off from the front as a lot of their horses do, and might make this a bit of a test. But yeah, Lady Francis, there was a few things that just ticked a few boxes for me. The trainer's in form. Won't mind this 7 furlong trip, and is a bit of an expert over the polytrack. I think this is where this horse is best. So that's the Little Earner in the 4:15 at Lingfield, a 0.5 point each way bet on Lady Francis. That was at 8 to 1, now 6 to 1. And actually, if you're not a fan of a 6 to 1 each way bet, then just a 1 point win only bet, it will be the way to go right now. Right, so they're the three main tips, if you like: premium tip, next best bet, and Little Earner. We then have the 2 extra ones, which are recommended at a 1 point win only bet. So you just build the bank. If one of them comes out on top, you'll see them in profit. As I said, you can, if you are a massive fan of Lucky 15s and you really want to do it, it is still there with the premium tip, next best bet, and the 2 others. But today, those 2 others are Tower Power. That's in 3 o'clock at Pontefract, and that's 11 to 4 from 3 to 1. And then it's Phase Shift in the 6:30 at Uttoxeter, 13 to 8 this horse right now, and that's from 7 to 4 this morning. Tower Power, I think, is going to be one of the best backed horses of the day. Wouldn't be surprised to see this go off closer to 2 to 1, to be honest. And likewise with Phase Shift, was second favourite, now clear favourite, and might just be the one to beat in that one. So they're today's tips. As I said, if you've got any questions about any of them, please do feel free to get in touch. Always open to any questions that you have. Looking ahead for what else is happening this week, it's a really big weekend, of course, with the July meeting coming from Newmarket. 2 big races. The big one on Friday is, of course, the Falmouth Stakes. That's on Friday. Going to be a really, really tough race, this one. You've got Integral, really, really impressive winner at Royal Ascot, currently around about a 7 to 4 shot. Sky Lantern wasn't bad at Royal Ascot by any means. It would have needed that run. Will come on a lot for that, and is a top class filly on her day. That's around about a 9 to 4 shot at the moment, Sky Lantern. And then Rosina, winner of the Coronation Stakes, a Little Earner for us that day, of course, currently at 5 to 1 as well. I think that's a really, really tough betting heat, and picking one of those, I'm big fan. I tipped up Integral and Rosina last time out. Sky Lantern was last year, won us a few quid, and yeah, that looks to be a really tough betting heat, and it might be tough to pick a winner from that one, but I mean, it looks to be an outstanding race, to be honest, and I think, you know, this will show us who is the best filly around here in the UK at the moment, I would say. Of course, you've got the likes of Trev, but in this kind of grade anyway. But yeah, I think that's going to be a really cracking race to Falmouth. And then on Saturday, it's the July Cup, just as tough, of course, the 6 furlong race, the best around. Slade Power, so impressive at Royal Ascot, 3 to 1 shot. Due Diligence around about 4 to 1. I think Nuzar Canaries is then around about 5 to 1. Algemir here 7 to 1, and then Soul Power, you know, the speed master over 5. Can he step up to 6 furlongs and do it well? 10 to 1 could be a really good each way bet, but we'll We'll get into that a little bit more as the week goes on, but just thought I'd bring you a little bit of betting there. If you had to give me 2 free bets at the moment, they would probably go on Integral and then Soul Power each way, but that's nothing gospel at all. That's probably going to change quite a bit throughout the week, and once we look into it a little bit more. And of course, you have to make sure that they're all going to run. But yeah, that's just about it for today's video. Thank you for watching. It's been very busy. Hopefully we can have a similar day to yesterday. It'd be good to hit a premium tip and next best bet double as well. If you are doing that, just a 1 point on the double would be my recommendation, by the way. But yeah, thank you for watching today. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll speak to you all a little bit later on. Video once again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you, and bye-bye.